Paddington 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all well. In this video we are going to be reviewing the second Paddington movie, which is such a heartwarming and fun film that really does show how you do a sequel properly, as it took everything that we loved from the first movie and then just dialed it up a gear and took it up to another level in terms of making it funnier, more dramatic, more emotional, and more awe-inspiring as well. And they actually packed quite a lot in this movie, but it never felt too stuffed and it never felt too boring either. It was just such a perfect, brilliant movie, and I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in the third movie. But as far as this video goes, I cannot wait to break down the second film for you in this movie review. So from a storyline point of view, the second Paddington movie is actually pretty heartwarming and adrenaline fueled, as the Paddington character wants to get his Aunt Lucy a pop-up book of London for her 100th birthday present, as she's always wanted to see and visit London herself, so he thinks this is the perfect gift to get her. However, one day the book gets stolen by washed-up actor and magician Phoenix Buchanan, and what's more, Paddington gets blamed and framed for the theft and then gets imprisoned for this as well. And then the movie explores whether or not Paddington is able to get released, if the real thief is able to get caught for this, and if the book can get reclaimed for Aunt Lucy as well. Now, from a positive point of view, there are a number of high-stakes sequences in this movie as well. For example, in the final act, the sequence on the train is incredibly exciting, and also there are a lot of life or death type situations for the Paddington character. Actually, on a number of occasions he nearly loses his life, which makes this film really, really dramatic, and at the same time it's got some pretty hilarious sequences by all of the different characters. Actually, they're all definitely putting their best foot forwards and making it a really comedic film, which is absolutely hilarious. There are also some meta moments where a number of characters are making fun of actors, which I think is pretty hilarious. And also there are a lot of heartwarming and emotional scenes, especially at the end of this movie, which I think is really, really powerful, and I think is also catering for a lot more age groups in this movie. I feel like the first movie was definitely skewing a lot more towards kids, whereas I think this time it is definitely catering a lot more to an adult audience as well. However, from a negative point of view, if I was to nitpick in this movie, I'd say, the prison sequences are a bit much, and I do much prefer the sequences with Paddington outside of prison, for example in the beginning and at the end of this movie. And also I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the wider Brown family members in this movie. But that being said, like I said before, they did put in quite a lot of stuff into this movie, and I feel like from a storyline point of view it's actually pretty awesome. So from a cast and characters point of view, I feel like the second Paddington movie is very strong, as all of the actors are doing such a good job in terms of not only doing the dramatic scenes really, really well, but more importantly doing such a good job with the hilarious comedy sequences in this movie, which makes it such a joy to watch. So let's go through them one by one. So first up, we of course have Whishaw, who does such a good job in voicing the Paddington character. He really brings out the warm-natured aspect of this character, always seeing the good in everybody as well. I feel like at points this can make him a little bit naively optimistic, which definitely winds up a few different characters. For example, the Brendan Gleeson character that really pokes fun at Paddington in terms of saying stop looking at everything with such rose-tinted glasses on. I feel like Paddington grows a lot as a character because of all of these experiences, but as a result he is definitely able to win everybody over with his positive aura, and I feel like as a result he's a really great role model and character in this movie. Next up we have Hugh Bonneville and Sally Hawkins, who are back from the first movie as Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown, and they are constantly trying to save the Paddington character. I thought it was pretty hilarious when the Mr. Brown character was trying to act as if he always knew that the Phoenix Buchanan character was the mastermind behind everything, and together with the rest of the Brown family they are trying to save Paddington as well. Next up we have Hugh Grant, who just does such a brilliant, outstanding performance as the Phoenix Buchanan character, and just works on so many different levels. First of all, from an evil villain point of view, you can really understand where this character is coming from, his motivation. They actually do a really good job in terms of exploring and expanding his backstory, which really does drive his desire to try to get the book, to try to get all of the treasure at the end as well. They also poke fun at the fact that this is a washed up actor that is doing dog food commercials and really wants to get his credibility back as being a really great actor, but actually he is really talented as he's able to do all of the different voices and definitely uses this in terms of trying to get away with his evil schemes. And I feel like they definitely built on the brilliant villain that the Nicole Kidman actress was playing in the first movie, and I think it's really interesting as then in the future Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman were then going to work together in The Undoing, where Hugh Grant was also playing another really villainous character. So I feel like Hugh Grant definitely did a brilliant job in terms of bringing the Phoenix Buchanan character to life. And then also we had some brilliant cameo appearances across the entire movie. For example, from Joanna, Lumley, Sanjeev, Bhaskar, Meera, Syal. There were so many brilliant cameo appearances happening in this movie, and so from a cast and characters point of view overall, the second Paddington movie is pretty epic. So from a visuals point of view, I feel like Paddington 2 definitely comes into its own in this area, as it just looks so awesome. It's got some really intense action sequences, especially in the final act. Like I said, on the train sequence where Paddington is almost losing his life, and it's just a really intense sequence where there are a number of characters that are trying to stop the Phoenix Buchanan character, but actually he's pretty successful in almost completely getting away with it. And just the sequence where they're on top of all of the different trains, where there's loads of different characters trying to stop him, I just feel like it looked absolutely awesome. And also the anthropomorphic aspect of the Paddington character seamlessly working so well with the human live action characters, and so I feel like this is really, really strong. Also, I feel like all of the set pieces in this movie are very distinct and very awesome as well. For example, the prison sequences, all of the scenes on the train, like I said before, and also the fun fair as well looks really, really cool as well. And I feel like this movie has a really rich color palette, which definitely makes it feel very, very vibrant. Also, the sequences in Peru in the beginning of this movie look pretty awesome as well. And so overall, from a visuals point of view, Paddington 2 is incredibly strong. So from a comparison point of view, the first Paddington movie did such a good job in terms of setting up this whole world, which really allowed this movie to just fully go there. You can really tell that they're taking a lot of risks in this movie, and I'm really glad that they all paid off, because as a result, this movie is a lot stronger than the first movie, and is also a lot stronger than other movies within this category. For example, the second Peter Rabbit movie, the second Madagascar movie, the second Kung Fu Panda movie. You know, this movie is compared to a lot of very strong sequels, and I'm really glad to see that actually it's a lot better than all of them are. So overall, I have to say I really enjoy the second Paddington movie. It's a really great illustration of how to do a brilliant sequel within the family comedy genre, and it's just got such a cheerful and positive lead character who is an awesome role model, and I just feel like it's just got such joy and such heart in this movie, with a killer storyline, brilliant performances, really, really funny and really, really heartwarming moments in this film, which makes it really, really strong. And so as a result, overall, I have to give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I'd love to hear what you think, so please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in my next video.